Welcome back, fishing friends, to another adventure. I'm at my little buffalo hole to do some lure testing today, but I'm going to start off with the 6-inch Yumdinger on my 6'6" Lew's Mach 2. Boy, it's blowing out here today, guys. Sorry for the wind. Cold front's coming through right now. I don't know how successful we will be, but I want to get out and get some lure testing done and just kind of see what's going on. Hey, if you're new to the channel, thanks for stopping by. Appreciate all the support. Thanks for all the support, guys, and a happy Thanksgiving to everyone. Yeah, the temperature's like right at 40 degrees, which is such an awesome change from the 107, 105, 104 that we had back in the summer when I came back from Iowa. So I hope everybody's Black Friday was successful. I posted a video kind of talking about my Black Friday purchases and all that good stuff. I had a lot of fun hunting for all those bargains, and I was kind of disappointed with some big box stores, though. I kind of mentioned that a little bit earlier. I was surprised, but I did find some good stuff, though. I'm still not done yet. Keeping my eye on a particular website, Tackle Direct. They've got some smallie beavers marked down really good. The thing is, the colors are a little iffy, but I'll still give it a good look. Hey, we actually got some rain in here, guys. Water levels have come up. I just don't know how active the fish are going to be with this barometric pressure changing and all that kind of stuff. Got the Christmas tree up. Got the Christmas lights up. So we're moving right along. And really, I only have a couple weeks until I get to Christmas break for school. So we're moving right along. Fishing this just a little too quick. I need to do my countdown a little bit longer. I love the durability of these 6 inches. They're not coming apart as much as the Senko. So that's one of the things I've been testing with this. I love throwing the 6-inchers. I remember I did a lure comparison between the Lunker Hunt, or the Guggen's Lunker Grub, and the Senko, and both of them I had to put a little bit of super glue on there in a couple of spots because they were coming apart on me after some usage. So I'm kind of curious to see how this is going to hold up. So far, so good. I hadn't seen any of that typical kind of, I don't know what you call it, flaking, where it's starting to come apart in there. It's really howling out here, guys. Still nothing yet. I've been watching a hawk flying around here. He's kind of stalking some critters, I imagine. You can kind of see that aerator there, the one where the wind's blowing. It's coming straight out of the northwest. It was kind of like a swinging gate, kind of a cold front that came through. I got some friends up in Wichita, and they got about 1.5 feet of snow, and then I was watching the Oklahoma State football game. BYU, they were playing in Stillwater. It was rain, cold rain turning into sleet, so we knew it was coming. Amarillo, I think, got some snow. That's where I used to teach for years and years. Man, we get some big snows there. A lot of people don't realize that snow up in Texas, but yep, it's a high elevation there. Big flat southern plains where the bison would roam, and prairie grass everywhere, and it is so wide open there that when you get these fronts coming through and it snows, it can be whiteout conditions. No wind breaks unless you get down into the canyons, which there are a few, especially the Paladura Canyon. So far, nothing on this Yumdinger. I know they're in here. I've caught some massive bass in here. Alright guys, on the Steelshad, on the small size Steelshad, boy, check that out. He dug deep into the dirt there. Nice. Ooh. Hooks all around, so I gotta be careful here. Let's go. Hey, it's not too bad. I was throwing the silver rock crawler right through this area. Nothing. Let me show you what this little Steelshad. It's the small size. She's all caught up with junk, sticks, moss. Let me get this cleaned up, guys. Sorry about that. Come on. So I'm just using like 15-pound braid with a 15 or 12-pound fluorocarbon leader. And there it is. I've got a little clip on there. I didn't do a direct tie. And I don't know, maybe you can see it now. So it's a sexy shad color, I think is what it is. Yep. So what I do is I just bomb it out there and I let it fall, and then I just lift it up and it vibrates, and then I let it fall, reel up the slack, and I just keep doing that over and over. It's a fun little bait to throw. These little blade baits, they're more of a kind of a when nothing's biting type deal. Cold weather, windy like today, And it's really good if you're in a boat and you drop it straight down, but for this, I'm just pitching it here. There it goes, see it vibrated. I reel in the slack, let her fall, and then what happens is you just, it feels like you got a rock on the end of it, just a thump. There we go. Let her fall. And then sometimes I'll do a double twitch, just like that. The one thing is, if you do let it fall down to the bottom, it can get some junk on there. But this is mostly a sand bottom. Ideally, you know, for rock, if you're not having too much gravel, actually, you don't have to worry about snags. Yeah, it's a pretty cool little bait. I got a bigger size too that I might throw. I'm throwing this one because there are some big crappie in here. It'd be nice to get a crappie to hammer this thing, as well as bass. It's hard to see once you get it fired out there. It's so little, but sometimes downsizing is a way to go because you can catch both small, medium, and big fish. If I chuck that big one out there, I mean, I guess you could have a medium-sized fish just crush it. And I've had small fish hit big lures before, but you know, it's kind of a hit or miss type deal. Anyway, there we go. It's got a good shine to it. I like to use gold also as a color. The other thing is, besides yo-yoing that, guys, is I just do like a straight retrieve. And then I just let it pause and fall. Or just like a real slow retrieve. There we go. Right there. Just on that slow retrieve. What do we got here? Oh, we got a crappie. Nice. One of my pliers. Come on, there we go. Hey, he's not too bad. See that one? I was bringing it through real slow on a steady retrieve. Check him out. I didn't do too much damage to him there. There we go, guys. Just a little Steelshad. And there's different ones. I think in the video the other day I had one from Lunker Hunt, maybe. A small one that I was pitching that was pretty cool. Or that I got that was pretty cool. I hadn't pitched it yet. Oh no, it's an XPS is where I got that one from. Cabela's, it was on sale there. There's some people over in the park. You can kind of see how the park is. Man, it's a breezy day. Not many people out. It's cold. Actually cold for Texas standards. So pick you up some of these blade baits. Steelshad. I like them because their hooks are set kind of far apart. And so you don't get as many tangles, especially on the big size. We may chuck the big one here in a few minutes. Yeah, I've also been hearing some shotgun blasts back to the north and west. Some people out hunting. You get a lot of ducks on these little buffalo holes. Now, since we're right on the edge of an urban area here, not so much, but these guys that have got ranches for sure. Oh man, I just bombed that out there with the wind at my back. Yeah, you can see they're starting to build. It's kind of sad when you lose a kind of a country area like this. So this thing throws off a pretty cool vibration. You can adjust the little clip there on it so you can move it towards the back, towards the front, the clip that comes with it. In a few minutes I'll show you the bigger version. We'll bomb that around because there's some titanic bass in here, but for now, just this little one is fun to pitch. Ooh, I might have had a hit on the fall. I felt a whack. No. Yeah, guys, for cool weather like this and for rain, get one of these Drake fleece hoodies. I may get another one. They are just super warm, and if you get rain, nothing to worry about. The thing is, they're expensive. They're about 90 bucks, although I think now, just depends on the year. 70, 79, 75, but it's worth every penny of it. I think they played a little cat and mouse because I'd seen them for $79 back in September and October maybe, and then I checked their Black Friday thing and they said they had it marked down and it was still the same price. Maybe they just left it there for the whole fall, but they had like $99 crossed out and they had like the price at $79, so I don't know, but Drake usually makes some good products. I'll keep an eye on it and see how much it is after Christmas, and kind of go by that and keep it, because I definitely want to get another one. This one's kind of like the marshy color, reeds, like if you're duck hunting. All right, guys, I walked all the way down into that little cove and nothing there on the Steelshad. So now I'm kind of moving back to where the deeper water is, out by that fountain. Yeah, it's got a lot of flash on there. It's such a great lure. All right, guys, I'm been bombing into this corner here with the Steelshad. Man, that looks good in the water. Golly. Yeah, I'm going to switch to the bigger one here in just a few minutes. I hope I have it with me. If not, I got a different one that's much bigger. This thing is just so much fun to throw. Oh yeah, guys, I rescued some baseballs out of the drink here. But you figure if somebody's cranking shots over the wall here for a home run, that they're hitting it out of the ball. It's not very, in the camera it'll look like a big field, but it's not really. But if I was a kid and I cranked a homer, I'd want to get the ball and keep it, you know, for a keepsake. Oh, right there. Right there, guys. There's got to be something lurking in there. I gotta be careful of the wind. I don't want to cast this right into the reeds there. See, once I come around the edge here, it's like a wind tunnel. Well, a couple more casts and then we'll switch over to that bigger size. I think this is 1/4 ounce maybe. God, that vibration is just so prominent down there. It's just so much fun to throw. I'm serious, guys. You got to pick up these. They come in a twin pack, and then the bigger one just comes in like a single. And they're, they're decently priced. I wouldn't say they're cheap. I guarantee nobody's ever thrown one of these in this little pond here. You got one? I felt a thump. Dang it. Well, we cleaned up the park a bit, the pond a bit. We got a trash bag. Jeez Louise. I don't want to bend the hooks trying to get this thing out of here. There we go. So I'll let that dry out up there and I'll have to get him later. Rats, I thought that was a nice fish. It was thumped it. We're catching everything out here today, guys. We're cleaning up the pond as we do it. All right, guys, here's the in-between size. I don't have the bigger size. So maybe this is the 1/4 ounce one. I don't know. I get them mixed up. Then there's like a 3/8 and then a 1/2 ounce. Or maybe this one's the 3/8. But anyway, so we're going to bomb this one around for a little bit. Oh yeah, this one cast a country mile. Same deal. Just give it some flutters. Let it drop. Give it some flutters. And sometimes I'll just let it sit there for 10-15 seconds in case fish picked up the vibration. They come in to take a look at it, and then I'll just give it just a little twitch. But these are they're just so much fun to throw. When I head out, I'll have to hit that far end of the pond down there where everything's blowing into that corner. There, I felt a pop. Dang it. I felt a good thump there, but nothing was there. Jeez Louise, let me get it back in there. Dang it, a little too far over. I don't know, what do you think, guys? The cabbage? The cabbage caused the thump. This one's a little bigger, so it'll come through a little easier. Come on, there we go. Dang. All right, guys, I think we're hooked up. We are hooked up. It's a dinky little bass. Oh, man. Boy, he popped it good, too. There he goes. So he went after this big lure. All right. It's just, guys, how am I gonna say this a million times? It's just so much fun to throw this thing. Let it sink and then zzz, it just vibrates like crazy. And then I set it down again and just zzz. Or on the slow retrieve, it's just like these things are deadly for crappie, the small one. And I've never used it really just for crappie, but I can just tell that it would be deadly. And this is more of a cold weather when nothing's biting kind of a type lure. See, that guy hit after a pause. Man, this is fun. There's actually some people out here jogging and walking their dogs, and man, it is windy. please tell me that's a big fish. Not a snag. What in the heck would I be snagged on in here? No. What on earth would I be snagged on in here? Holy cow, guys, I got it out. Usually with this light of a leader, 12, there's like a little parasite on there. There's a little parasite crawling around there. Wow, that's cool. I don't know if you can see him right there. I don't even know if I can get this in the view of the hack cam. Anyway, so I got it free with, normally with, I'm running 20-pound leader and a 20-pound braid. I never have any trouble. Well, I mean, I'll lose some, but I usually can get the snags out. But this one, for sure, I have a lot of trouble. I break it off usually. I need to try one of those FG knots. Braid to fluoro. The one, I mean, I'm happy with the one I got. I mean, you can hear it go through the guides a little bit. But you know, that FG knot seems complicated, but I'm sure I could figure it out. Dang, I can't believe I hit a snag down in there. This is like sand bottom. Maybe somebody threw a lawn chair in there. A couple more casts with this, and then I'm gonna switch to a little Beast Coast OW sniper jig. All right, guys, I switched to a little Meps with a Steelshad, a white Steelshad on there, a little 3-incher. It's a Meps XD. It's a single hook, and I just threaded it on there for a little trailer. It's one of my little modified Meps I've been experimenting with. I've had some good luck with it. It looks good in the water. It's got some nice bling. Ooh, boy, you could see how the wind knocked that down. This one I crank a little slower. Yeah, that looks good in the water right there. It seems like the wind is really starting to pick up now. We're gonna try this little grass line down here. Look how bright the sun is on the water there. It looks cool, doesn't it? Probably not good for the GoPro, but here in the weed line. I'm hooked up on this MEPS, modified MEPS. Well, he's not a very big guy, but man, he's fighting like crazy. Ooh, check it out. Right there. Man, he got it down in there deep. Don't want him to have to deal with this wind. There we go. Did I get it? Nope. There we go. He's not too bad. So this is what I'm throwing right here. Just a gold blade XD, and I've got a Steelshad on there. I mean a spark shad. Jeez. Steelshad, spark shad. Just this white color right along the grass here. Man, he just hammered it. Let's see if there's any more. So I didn't change the hook or anything. The hook is what comes. Oh, I thought the pump. There's another one right in the grass there, guys. So this is the hook that comes with the XD. I didn't switch it out. There's another one about the same size. There we go. So the next one, I hadn't ordered them yet, but I need to get some Aglia Brights that are super heavy like the XD. XD meaning extra deep. And then, same thing, I'll put the Steelshads. I mean the Spark Shads. Spark Shads come in. This is a 3, 4, and 5. This is one that I was listening to Chris Zaldane talk about him. And I was like, yeah, might as well give it a try. This, along with those Kitex. I'd always been a Bass Assassin guy. I was like, you know what, I'm going to try a couple of these other ones. See what's going on with them. Check this out, guys, right here when I was reeling this in. Right in close. Come on, get out of there. better grip. All right, little fella, you're all right. Here we go. He was just kind of hanging around there in the grass, in close. Part of somebody's sunglasses. It isn't quite weedless. But it's not too shabby. Alright guys, I'm switching to this little OW sniper with a little smallie beaver. Now with the smallie beaver I can either split that tail or I can leave it like that. So we're gonna give her some pitches out here and see what we can get. This is the 1/4 ounce tungsten. So this one, just kind of drag it, you can swim it. It's got a little football head on there. It's a little sneaky little jig. It features the trailer, doesn't have a lot of skirt on there. This is the one that came from Travis Manson Smallmouth Crush. His little design, working with Beast Coast. Uh-oh, I get some cabbage. And they do have some with a weed guard on them. This one does not. So we're going to pitch this around and see what we get. All right, guys. So we're down at this end where I started, and I'm gonna throw this little Steelshad through here at this end. See what we can get, and then maybe throw the MEPS. Nothing on the OW sniper. In fact, I got that thing snagged, and I couldn't get it out. I couldn't believe where in the heck what was down there for that thing to get snagged. So this is the wind-blown corner back in here. Usually when I'm here fishing, I'm on that side, that bank. But today, with the way the wind is, I'm on this side. I've got some nice crappie in here before. So we're gonna see if we can get some more down at this end. Same technique. Just kind of let it sit there, and then I'll lift it up and let it zzz. And then sometimes I'll do like just a slow crank with the rod tip down. Try not to get it into any cabbage like I did there. Thing is, you know, this thing is just sparkling like crazy down. It's like a strobe light. If you ever seen one of these underwater, like a flashing blade. Ooh, dang it, I had a hit right there. And how did he not stay? Dang it. For crying out loud. Boy, it was a good thump too. How does he not, with all these hooks? Man, oh man. Yeah, if you've ever seen these blades flash underwater, it's like a strobe light down there. Dang, guys, I had one. How in the heck did he not stick? There is a theory with blade baits and how some guys will take the they'll take the split rings off and put 65-pound braid as a connector, because then it freely moves and the fish can't use the leverage of the lure against the split ring and hook to get rid of it. I don't think I'd have the patience to do that. But they say that it keeps you from losing them, losing the bite, or losing the fish. I don't know. I don't really fish it enough to give an official account of it. Yeah, look at that thing just flash. Yeah, it is a strobe light. And with the vibrations. All right, guys. We are hooked up on this Steelshad. I was doing the up and down, the yo-yoing. Well, he swam right for the weeds. Oh, this is gonna be a chore to dig all this out. Oh my gosh, guys. Look how he's got that thing wedged in there. You see that? All right, let's see if we can get it out. There we go. All right. There we go. Let's get him back in there. Boy, I had to dig that out of there. Yeah, he went straight for the reeds there. But I was just doing my same old yo-yoing. Such a bluebird sky that this thing just flashes like crazy. A couple more on this and I'm going to switch to the MEPS again. Alright guys, dang it! I lost him. Dang. Boy, he just hammered the spark shad here, this little Meps combo I've got. Man, he just hammered it. That's the one thing, it's a single hook. It's not the traditional treble. So you that's kind of the risk you take with it, but I prefer it like this. Now, if you do get the Comet minnow that Meps makes, it does have the treble with the minnow on it. But I like having this so I can switch trailers on it. Different colors of the spark shad. Or maybe put a Kitech or a Rhythm Wave. Or a little Xcite Minobbi. Man, boy, he just popped that sucker. Yep, that looks good in the water. Man, this is just so much fun throwing these. Anything by Meps just works. And then if you make a little modification, you know, you can have some fun. It's a size 3 blade on it. When I get up to Iowa, I'm gonna bump up to a size 4 and a 5 spark shad and the Meps blades. A little bit of cabbage. I don't know, a lot of people don't like catching pike, but I love catching them. I grew up catching pike, so I have a blast with them. All right, guys, we're gonna see if we can get whacked coming through here again. Nope. Let's go a little wider this time. So I give it a chance to sink to the bottom. Then I give it a few cranks. And then I pop it to engage the blade. And then I just do a slow crank. Because remember, we're in cold weather. And then sometimes I'll stop it. Let it sit there, give them a chance to catch up and look at it. And then I'll get it going again. And that's usually when I get the hit, is after a pause or on the pause. Man, that looks good in the water for sure. Same thing, I'll let it sink. Get the blade going, slow cranks. pause it there. There we go again. That's just so cool. I may run a little fluke by Xcite through there on the back of a MEPS and see what happens. It's a little bigger. This is a size 3 blade right here, and I've got an Xcite fluke. It's kind of a gold color, looks good. Then I've got another MEPS I'll run through there. It's got a Xcite on the back of it. Same thing with this one. I'm just gonna bring it through slow. Oh yeah, that looks good. Oops, a little bit of cabbage on there, but man, that looks good. There's the one with the Xcite on it. What is this? What is it, a 3 or 3.3, whatever the Xcite size, not the super small one, but there's a 3.8. This one I think is like a 3.5. Same thing, except this has got a silver blade, size 3, so I'm just bringing it in real slow. But I'm going to pause it, so if anything sees it or picked up the vibrations coming over to check it out, then I'll pop it. Oh yeah, that one looks good too. I didn't have anything on the bigger fluke one, the Xcite Baits fluke. I was kind of bummed on that. I bet you if you had this like a size 2 or a size 1 MEPS with that Xcite 1 point or 2.8 or 2.5, the little one, you could probably get crappie to hammer the heck out of it. Or big crappie would hammer the heck out of this thing. Yeah, that looks good. See if we can get some help from the sun here. Boom. Look at that crystal clear-ish, but super bright water. Seems like a strobe light down there. I just don't see how in the heck these fish are just not crushing this every time through. Went back to a spark shed, but it's this oh, I can't remember what the color of it is. It's kind of a brownish magic shad maybe, but this one's got a green Aglia bright, big piece of metal on there. Size 3 with a silver blade, that green body. Yeah, that looks phenomenal. Yeah, this one's just a regular Aglia bright, and then you can see the it's kind of dark on top, light on the bottom. See if this thing gets whacked or not. Just a couple more casts and then I gotta head out, but we'll see what we can get for sure. Ooh, I had a follower. Pitching a little Ned rig. The actual Ned rig. Which I don't throw enough. But I'm just running it through here. Kind of slow, bouncing it along, not sitting long enough so it can get hung up in cabbage, hopefully. I was thinking about putting a Minobbi on the end of that thing and bomb it through. Uh-oh, I think I got some cabbage. Dang it. There we go. Alright guys, on the Minobbi with the Ned rig setup. Well, he just popped it. I was just bouncing it along. There it is, the Minobbi. Well, that's a nice fish right there. Alright guys, here's the color, the setup on the Ned rig. He kind of bent it a little bit. The bait kind of took a beating, but still works. So Ben Nowak teamed up with Xcite baits, which is right up here by me, Pilot Point, Texas, and they put together that little Minobbi. And there's different setups you can use for it. Do I have a fish on here? Nah, I got some reeds. So there's different, you can swim it with like a round ball jig or like a football head jig, or Ned rig it, or drop shot it. Up in Iowa, I caught 3 different types of fish on it, on a round ball 1/4 ounce jig, just bouncing along the bottom. I got a smallmouth, a pike, and a rock bass. So I'm just bouncing along, let it do its thing. There's a little spot right there where I get hung up. It's like a bunch of cabbage got dumped in there. Oh yeah, just a little bit. All right guys, on the Minobbi Ned rig style. There we go. There we go. Get this out of here. All right, had to get some pics here, guys. Hey, it's not too bad. About what we've been catching. Good stuff. Let me show you again what I've been using here. Just a Ned rig with this little Ben Nowak and Xcite baits Minobbi. This is the black color right there. And what I do is with these, I soak them in Pro-Cure, let them marinate, and then you know, just have fun with them. You can rig it different ways. There you go, one last look right there, just on the Ned rig, bouncing it along the bottom. It was good stuff, a lot of fun. There they are, guys, rescued from the drink. Pretty interesting, huh? You come out fishing, you come out getting baseballs. All right, guys, got the Minobbi out here on a Ned rig, bouncing it along. Threw it for a little bit longer, not much else. But that's gonna wrap it up for me for today. Hey, thanks for hanging out with me today, testing lures and having fun here at this little buffalo hole, this one-time ranch pond. Man, I had a lot of fun. Hey, once again, happy Thanksgiving. Thankful for all the support that you guys give me. Let me know what you're catching. Let me know if you use this Minobbi. Go ahead and hit that like button, that helps me out. subscribe, all that usual stuff. Man, that looks good. And good luck on all your fishing endeavors. Until next time, I will see you then. Bye-bye.